Can you believe that I'm streaming a little bit of this game again? Because I sure can't. Oh yeah, don't I actually have a specific layout for this game, if I didn't delete it. Which I might have after OBS was being all weird and stuff. I probably did, didn't I? Yeah, I think I deleted the Pokémon Scarlet and Violet layout, because I have, like, the Curse of Hallowland go on at the Mega FPS events where OBS randomly freezes, and it seems to get better if I delete some of my source in scenes, but whatever. I don't need it to show, like, my whole team and have, like, the fancy layout and stuff like that. So, Switch 2 is out. Here's, Switch 2 stuff. I was just doing some Mario Kart World last night. It is technically day 1 of the Switch launch. It just came out today, June 5th, 2025. I was doing a little bit of it last night, considering there was a midnight launch, or technically 10 p.m. in my time zone, so technically started playing this the day before it launched, because my uncle works at Nintendo. And I've heard that apparently a lot of just Switch 1 games work better on the Switch. Oh my god, that already looks so different. Oh my god, that... Huh. I could tell the moment that I looked at it. I mean, it's still not like it's an amazing looking game or anything like that, but just frame rate alone. Yeah, it's still the same popping, because I guess it's just programmed to operate exactly like that. But this looks and feels like I just opened up, like, what was the emulator? Yuzu. I almost said Semu for a second there. That's the Wii U emulator. This feels like I opened up Yuzu or something like that, and got this running on PC with some fancy settings and stuff like that smoothly. This looks very different already, I will say. What was I doing in the land of Kitakami? I have no idea when the last time I played this game was. Was it to do the epilogue stuff? So, after doing a bit of Mario Kart World last night, I do want to do Deltarune tonight, since that's another new release here. So I already picked that up, and I'm ready to go with that, because apparently there's, like, some mouse controls exclusive room stuff, since it's a Switch 2 launch title. I was like, oh, I kind of want to try that out. Let's play it on Switch 2 rather than PC. But I do want to rapid fire a few Switch 1 games first, just to see what they're like. This feels completely different. Like, we're still gonna have, like, the same issues of, it looks like stuff is loading in around me here. I can see the lines of, like, grass appearing in front of me. I don't see as much popping of the Pokemon. Oh, no, there it is. There it definitely is. So some things are definitely still just gonna be the same. But, I mean, I guess this is one of the games that had a free performance enhancement thingamabob added to it. The other two games I still want to try tonight didn't have, like, any specific performance enhancements added to it, at least not that Nintendo said. Those are Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity and Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I just want to see how those ones run. Because I was concerned with Xenoblade X lagging a decent bit with my Switch 1. And with Age of Calamity, I've heard that these different Nintendo Warrior games don't have a capped frame rate. So when they were operating at like 30 before on the Switch 1, apparently they're like super silky smooth now and nice. So I do want to see that. I don't know what I can do in this game here still, because I don't know what kind of content I missed. Like, I showcased all the main stuff that I wanted to showcase. But even in terms of just... How do you fly again in this? I don't remember. Wasn't there like a button where it's like you could actually start flying or something? I don't remember what that is. I was pressing B, but like... Oh, isn't it the dash button or something? Hold on. You do that. Yeah, it's like that. I don't know what kind of content I could go into, but even just doing this, you can tell the frame rate difference. Of course, a little bit more detail into the world as I get a little bit closer. The general look of the world and stuff like that is still, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and stuff. It does look like the resolution might have been increased. If I'm not going crazy here, I could have sworn there was a little bit more blur around, like, myself / Koraidon before, that there isn't, like, the resolution itself has been bumped up. Of course, things like the textures are not going to change, so, you see things far off in the distance and they're still gonna look like not all that great texture-wise. Those are probably some of the best textures in the game right there. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff popping in over there. So, it's not like everything is perfect now, but it does look like there's a resolution bump up. Again, it feels like playing it on emulator. And the frame rate, I can tell the distinct difference in frame rate. I was like, let's just hop into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, just see what it's like on the Switch 2 out of curiosity. And yeah, just moving around and stuff like that. It feels completely different to the, I assume was 30 FPS of this on Switch 1. I could literally put this on my Switch 1 and pop it. Can I pop it in the same dock? I haven't actually tried playing my Switch 1 in the Switch 2 dock. I assume it probably wouldn't work because, like, different size. I mean, the Switch 1 is just smaller. Would it still fit in there? I technically haven't tried to do that. Out of curiosity, I have a whole bunch of stuff all over the place here because I still have, like, the packaging and everything of the Switch 2. I did not work on cleaning stuff up around here since last night, throwing a whole bunch of packaging all over the place because I've been out and about watering all sorts of plants, and I've been working on the Megaland content today. I finally wrapped up the Megaland content from last weekend. It ended up being 75 videos, last land's worth of content, which anyone just tuning into Scarlet and Violet stuff, that's the same place that I did Janland stuff at with a Scarlet and Violet the one time. Just out of curiosity, if I were to remove my Swatch 2 here, can I put the 1 in here? Is that a thing that you can do? Probably not if the Joy-Cons are on there. I assume the answer is no. But I'm going to try it here briefly anyway. I can't quite seem to fit it into the same spot. So I guess I would need a specific Switch 2 dock. I don't have my Switch 1 dock set up here to easily go through my capture card. Otherwise, I'd totally pop the cartridge back and forth between the two and do, like, quick, easy comparison that way. But, alas, can easily just look at my other Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos and direct compare that way. Shouldn't be too hard to do that anyway. I'm tempted to pull up some of my videos myself, honestly. But even just moving around, I am very quite surprised. Do you not do the, point up in the air afterwards? Nope, guess not. I guess I could go do, like, a raid battle or something. Oh yeah, you can't even see what it's gonna be until you go up to the actual thing. I mean, even just looking at the map here. How it moves. It feels like the cursor moves faster because the frame rate is increased there. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? Look how silky smooth the movement is. Like, what? This, yeah, like I was saying before, this feels like I'm playing this on, like, an emulator on a beefed up PC. Is what it feels like. Not, you know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, as the Pokemon pop in around me and the objects and the textures in the distance look like they do and stuff like that, you know. Still some hints of it being Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and all that. But it is so very different. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. So, I don't know how much of this is just like intrinsic Switch 2 capabilities and how much is like the patch that I assume was already installed to my console, since they said that like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet were getting free patches that made them perform better. I am definitely noticing a big difference. Like, holy crap. At first I was like, alright, well maybe they'll just, you know, increase the frame rate or something like that. And, like, clearly the frame rate is increased to a point that it's like, whoa, holy crap, that's smooth. And I swear the resolution looks better, right? I swear. I'm sure my capture card can only capture so much. Like, it probably looks better to me on my monitor, but, like, what? Game Freak and Nintendo lowered expectations so much with this game that actual improvement on even a much newer console feels unnatural. Yeah, in its current state that I'm playing right now, it still kind of pales in comparison to so many Switch 1 games. Like, look at any of the Xenoblade Chronicles games on Switch 1. But with the expectations I have of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I pop it into my Switch 2, and I'm just like, whoa! Next gen! But yeah, exactly. Maybe I am buying a Switch 2 on Black Friday after all. Oh my god, the battle started up like so fast there. Like the whole, you know, camera zooms in on Deerling, the camera zooms into like our current position. It felt like it went so much faster than I'm used to it going. Probably because the speed that it moves is tied to the frame rate, and now the frame rate is increased, so it like goes faster, if I had to assume. But why is the Lotus not fully healed? What? But yeah, looking forward to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet actually being a playable video game, maybe? No lag entering battles? Maybe the hardware was the problem. Ah, yes. Surely not the design. Checked online. Yes, it's upscaled to 4K now. This monitor can't even do 4K. My capture card can't even do 4K. So, we can't even know for sure what this game looks like at best, I guess. But we can still see it looking a whole lot better. So, if I start another battle here... Like, doesn't that camera movement just feel like a snap, as opposed to, like, zoom, like that? It's gotta be tied to the frame rate, and now with a higher frame rate... Hold on, what happens if we terrestrialize? Hold on, what does this look like? It looks like a friggin' different game, man. Or, you know, again, just put into, like, an emulator that has buffed it up or something like that. Yeah, it, look at the frames! Huh. Interesting. What did I just run into? A sandile! Yeah, that little camera movement at the beginning of battle has got to be a, tied to frame rate thing. I swear it's faster. Surely I'm not losing my mind. Oh, it's, at low HP. Maybe I'll throw a Pokeball just for fun. And, I have a whole bunch of them. See what it looks like trying to catch a Pokemon. You know, textures on the ground still don't look great. The Pokeball feels like it's, like, shaking faster as well. Is that another thing that would just be tied to the frame rate or something? Because I swear, with, like, on the Switch 1, it would go doo-doo, 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 but here it was like doo-doo, doo-doo, and then it broke open. So are things tied to the frame rate? Whoa, the arc of the Pokeball goes like doo, and then forward like that. Oh my god, the critical throw. You even get to see, like, the full 3 shaking thing. Speaking of 4K, apparently Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour needs a 4K TV/monitor in order to be fully completed. What do you mean, like, fully completed? Like, I know that it's, got, like, different tutorials for different, like, Switch stuff and introducing it. Is there one of the tutorials that, like, introduces, like, the graphics in 4K? So you need to have a 4K TV or monitor to, like, see that specific mode? Or are you just saying that, like, the graphics for Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour go up to 4K? So, like, only getting the best experience if you do that. I do not have there's not a 4K TV in this household. So I can't do stuff like that with my Switch 2 anyway. Sure, Sandile. The first catch of the Switch 2. Maybe the only catch of the Switch 2, I don't know. But yeah, I mean that it is impossible to 100% that game without a 4K display. What? How? What? I'm very intrigued now. Switch 2 dial. The game is playable now. I don't know. Again, with Pokemon popping it around and textures and stuff like that being what they are, I still don't think that this is exactly, you know, great for modern standards. Let's make that clear. But compared to the way that it was on Switch 1, my god, it feels completely different. New keyboard too? Oh, with this? Is it? I mean, it looks similar yet different here. Dark mode thing going on. You're gonna be such a big fan, Dial, is what you're gonna be. Hell yeah. Alright, send to boxes. Sure. Yeah, I wonder if the game looked something like this, like, on the computers and stuff that Game Freak would have been developing it on. Or if it would have been looking, you know, somewhere equivalent to, like, the Switch version that was eventually shipped out. Like, I assume that maybe they would be, you know, running their little demos on, something that's Switch equivalent, maybe? I don't know. Something or other, I don't know here. But was this the vision that they had for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Here, let's see the Pokeball throw one more time. Talk to the Gabri, yeah. Maybe it won't be a critical catch. Yeah, the lines of the Pokeball throw. Interesting little path. Oh, I got a critical throw again. Well, there's a Tauros. Tauros hair. Sure, I always nickname all the things. Tauros is gonna be, Oh yeah, wasn't there a thing where it's like this game didn't have a sensor and I was calling Pokemon silly things there? It'll be interesting to see how many of the notorious bugs do or do not still remain. Yeah, if there's some things that were specifically because of Switch 1 hardware. I don't know enough about the bugs in this game to be able to test that. I know enough about like the glitches and something like Breath of the Wild to test that, but I'm not paying for the expansion upgrade thingamabob of that, so... And I don't know if I'd want to anyway, because I might not be able to get extended shield clips, which are frame-perfect tricks anymore, if it's running at like double the frame rate. It was funny, yesterday in line for the Switch 2, I was chatting with someone about Breath of the Wild, so I popped in my cartridge and showed some of the glitches and stuff. I still have the muscle memory for how to do an extended shield clip, it turns out, even though it's been kind of years. I forget what thing I was even gonna put in there. Your name is gonna be... I don't know, here. The bomb launch still works? Yeah, I would imagine that stuff like that still would. That would be like, you know, the physics and stuff like that of it. But, I mean, in terms of things that are frame perfect on 30 FPS, like an extended shield clip, if something like that would still be able to work. Or if it's still frame perfect, but it's just harder because there's more frames. Or how exactly it would work. I imagine probably the latter there. Sure, this is basically Minecraft Movie Wolf. Send your boxes. Dennis. Here. There is like a guy here. I never really challenge people to battles. If I challenge him to a battle or something like that. Here, let's use Raoul. Make lead Pokemon. Let's see what a battle's like really quickly. So sorry to bother you, but do you know where we are? I'm completely lost. We're on a whole different console, dude. We're challenged by Armin the Student. Yeah, this feels like, you know, super bumped up graphics on emulator. Is what it feels like. Oh, it's a double... Oh yeah, everything here is a double battle, isn't it? Well, I've got my double grass types here. I don't know. Just super wreck the Mandibuzz there. Play rough on the Vibrava. Sure, that sounds good. Give it a go. Wish the camera's a little bit farther out, but that's just, you know... Scarlet and Violet issue. Look how smooth it moves! I guess you can move the camera up by going up like that. Raoul use Brave Bird. Oh, only half of the health there. Oh, I turned my camera off too late. Dark Pulse. Ow, it's super effective. Well, that, I guess. And then Play Rough, the Mandibuzz. Vivian used Play Rough. It's super effective. Yeah, since this playthrough, I have ended up playing through Thousand Year Door, where I got that name Vivian from, and as of last weekend, I played through Super Paper Mario as well. Sorry for the poor show in Battle 2. Got a bunch of prize money, 4,500 there. If anyone cares about the number. Yeah. Oh my god, the cursor moves so fast on the map, it's gotta be tied to the frame rate. Is, like, what it's gotta be here. Okay, I would love to heal my Pokemon, thank you. Let's just do that really quickly. Oh, we still have the weird white line appearing on the left side of the screen after healing. I see that hasn't changed. Here, let's see about doing a raid battle. Or something or other. Let's see, found a mass outbreak, a wild Pyroar. Gosh dang it. No, I don't wanna. So this is a mass outbreak, a wild Pyroar. Can it handle all these Dudos? Do we still have like the low polygonal version ones? Those far ones might well be. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe we get the higher polygonal ones like closer than in the Switch 1 version. I don't see anything that's quite as egregious as that one Torkoal or anything like that. Yeah, that is quite a lot of the Dudos here. What's this? Lunge. Wow. Now I can lunge. Alright, what's going on over here, huh? A lantern? Do I want to go to another one? What seems like it'd be an interesting one to go to? Oh, how many things have I done here? Maybe I can go do like a legendary Pokemon battle. In terms of the, if I go talk to Snacksworth or something. Maybe that's a thing that I could showcase and see what it's like. Something or other. I don't know how many of the barbecues I've done here or whatever the heck they are. I am not entirely sure. Here. We got a Porygon 2, like the Nintendo Switch 2. Sure, challenges a group. Change my Pokemon. If it's Porygon 2 and it's an electric Terra type here, I would need a ground type that I don't really have. Yeah, I mean... Change my Pokemon to Gladiator here. I don't know, I'm apparently in offline mode. I probably had to go, like, connect online to be able to do it. So let's just say all ready to go and have it be filled up with bots or something like that. Beat the Terra Pokemon within the time limit. It's 5 stars, so, might not be able to do it. Oh, start raid battle. Help has arrived. Now I got a full party to raid with. Oh, thank goodness help arrived. So let's see what this looks like. Let's have a bit of a look-see here. Yeah, it does look very visually different here. Okay, well, if Porygon even does, like, the basic attacks there. Here, Dragon Darts. Pew pew. We'll see if we can do it with, you know, NPC randoms. When it's some 5-star thing. Because I remember them being kind of hard. Oh. Some dudes might get kind of wrecked here. Oh, is that a single target attack? I thought Discharge was like a hit everyone attack. Well, I thought was the case. Okay. Can't turn the camera or anything. You got burned? When did that happen? Psybeam. Dang it, I did not really want to be confused. Not exactly. Later is confused. No! Well, here, just try again there. Can you use any item in raid battles here? Could I use like a full restore or something? Yeah, there's Dragon Darts. Really carrying the team here, it looks like. Porygon 2 remove negative effects from itself. What does the 3 lines mean? So it doesn't seem like I can just use any item or anything. Uh-oh. Please. No! No! Man. Okay, we just had a big chunk of time taken off there. Yeah, my allies are not exactly going to help me with this. Also, does Porygon 2 have Levitate? Well, you basically have no weaknesses here. Are you just, like, super OP? What's going on here? What is happening with you, huh? Pew pew. Oh, I can terrestrialize. I wonder if I could have done that earlier. Maybe I should have used Dragon Dance too. Oh, we've still got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet glitches. You love to see it. Yep, the camera has stopped working, everyone. Yeah, it unloads the other characters because it's supposed to be doing the specific terrestrialization cutscene and just focusing on Gladiator there. But it didn't. So you just see everyone else being unloaded and stuff like that. So I should have done Dragon Dance earlier. What? Why did it go Gladiator is confused and then it did it again? Gladiator is confused. Why did it play it like twice? Alright, so Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is gonna be, you know, just as glitchy and stuff. Well, I should have done this before, is what I should have done. Stop targeting me. Oh, maybe it's targeting everyone, but it only shows me. Something like that. I don't know. I never did a massive ton of raid battles. Can't say that I did. Now, maybe I could have done it if I had done, like, Dragon Dances from the beginning. Something. But alas. Is there a way that you can go into a menu and, like, give up or something like that? Alright, Porygon 2 is being all weird and stuff here. Dragon Darts. Yeah, this is not gonna pan out here. Run. It's no good. You can't find openings to run away from such a strong opponent. Cheer. Oh. Cheers remaining. Hang tough. Heal up. Okay, I never really did a massive ton of raid battles, so I didn't realize that this was like a thing that you could do. I just killed Driftbloom. Well, oh, good. I wonder how much of the soundtrack was done by Toby Fox. I think the raid battles is one of them. If this is a Toby Fox theme. If it is, we're gonna be playing his new game stuff here later this stream. Alright. What, you get like one last attack? What is it doing here? Why is the bar gone? Why'd the bar vanish? What? I don't understand. I don't understand what. Negative effects from itself. Oh, it's back. What? The timer ran out, but it's still going, but oh, never mind. Okay. It's still kind of odd. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is still like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and stuff, but like. But it does sure run a whole lot smoother. Look how fast it loads now. My goodness. Alright, well, I mean, can you, I'm gonna talk to Snacksworth briefly out of curiosity. What I am gonna do here. Yeah, this is an extremely different feel. Hi, whoa. Were you still, like, low frame rate at a distance? I thought I saw your head, like, do a weird movement, like you were some sort of FNAF animatronic or something. Now, let's see if you've been chipping away at those barbecues in Automonia. Well, shucks, looks like it's a bit early for you to be getting in my special snacks. I reckon you could earn one of my special snacks if you did 9 more quests on your own, or maybe 1 more group quest. Well, I'm not gonna do that just to check that out. Probably, no. Yeah, alright, so I'm not checking that out. It's not worth it. Can't ride Koraidon here. I don't know. Eggs and stretch. Yeah, it is a very different look here. I appreciate the follow there, Crunchy Black. If I'm saying that correctly here. Let's see. Oh my god, it goes so fast now. It's gotta be tied to the frame rate. And now with increased frame rate, it just like super zooms. Like, my goodness. Makes it a little bit harder to control there. Look how different this feels. I just want to have a look-see around here. So if I were to... yeah, it's still a pretty ugly world. And all that. But now it's a smooth, ugly world. Is what it is. Much wow. Yeah, it does feel very, very different. I still don't think that I would recommend Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as a game, considering, you know, everything that I've said in video essays over the course of 10.5 hours. But it is definitely much better here. I worked Fridays for years and never been able to get you on stream before. I'm a huge fan of your long-form content. Just dropping in to tell you I appreciate the stuff you put out. It deserves so many more followers than you have. I really appreciate you saying that, Crunchy Black. And I appreciate you stopping into the stream here. If you enjoy the long-form stuff, I did just put out a new thing earlier today with the Switch 2 that I've been working on for the past little while. And I don't know what the next project is going to be now, but I'm going to figure that out. Is what I'm going to do. Oh, here's the flying Garchomp over here. But yeah, that means a lot to hear you say that. Thank you so much. Look at this. Look how smooth. It's so smooth. I can't believe it. Oh yeah, there's that look in the distance where it still looks like paper mache. Like someone just crumpled up like a bunch of paper together and formed it into mountains. It's still kind of what it looks like. But I can, oh my god. But I can go there while it's smooth. Do I have my copy of Pokemon Legends Arceus? That wasn't even one of the games I was planning on testing tonight. But it's just occurred to me, I wonder what that feels like now. Like, I don't think that's one of the ones that got an update. But if it's one of those games where, if the frame rate isn't capped, it might just be better? Maybe? That's my multiplayer games case. This is my, mostly single player games case. I think I have a bunch of Pokemon things. Not there. Maybe it is in my other case, the ones that are mostly multiplayer. So I put them in there because, like, they sort of are. hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, I have Pokemon Legends Arceus here. One of the ones that it was asked if I could test was Persona 5 Royal, but I couldn't find my cartridge for that. It's probably lent to my little cousins or some such. I kind of want to test Pokemon Legends Arceus now. Just add another one to my list of games I want to try out here. Let's see here. Wow. I'm going to try it out. Let's have that be the next test thing, Bob. Most Warriors games work out of the box as they unlocked frame rate. Yeah, that's what I had heard. So I do want to test out Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity on my little list of things I want to try out here. Like, maybe this one only works so much better because of, like, the patch for Switch 2 or something like that. So Legends Arceus that I don't believe got a patch. I do want to see if that works any differently. Potentially. Hi, Slowpoke. Whoa, yeah, we still have all the popping in Pokemon and stuff. That sure doesn't change. I was about to say, that was a pretty weird-looking Go-Goat. Yoink. Ah. Alright. That's probably enough showcasing of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet here. Aye! Don't spawn camp me. Like I know you like to do. Oh, no immediate battle coming right out of the menu this time. That Golduck is running into a wall. I love how immersive this world is. Okay, here. Let's try out the, it'll be easier for me if I just take the thing out. It's so big. Okay, done with Pokemon Scarlet here. Let's try out Legends Arceus. Let's see what happens. Wow. If I put that back in the thing. I'm a little curious. Also, from the other side, an exploit already happens with day 1 Switch 2. What are people doing? Couldn't find some necessary data. Oh, okay. Guess it didn't download that while I was playing Mario Kart the other day, and since then. Yeah, there's no special patches for Legends Arceus or Age of Calamity, so you should just be seeing a stable 30 FPS. Well, the Nintendo Warriors games apparently don't have a capped FPS, so I've seen people on social media saying that things like the Hyrule Warriors games run so much smoother now. Like, I don't know if it'd be the same for Fire Emblem Warriors, if I should potentially pop that in. Not make any promises about, like, continuing my playthrough there, since I know that's technically still incomplete. So maybe I should try popping in 3 Hopes afterwards as well. But Age of Calamity was one of the games I had here that I did kind of want to test out. I should change my game category to Pokemon Legends Arceus. Arceus or whatever. Wow. Alright, let's see here. So, does this feel any different on Switch 2, considering it didn't get a patch or anything? Would it still have like a resolution bump up just by being run on the Switch 2? Or anything like that? Is that something to be expected for games where it's like when they're emulating Switch 1 stuff? No. Okay, so that's still definitely 30. Unlike Scarlet and Violet, which is now 60. Yeah, it still looks pretty much the same. Like, maybe the resolution has potentially been bumped up. If so, I can't really tell. Yeah, the ride Pokemon. Yeah, this is definitely still 30. This feels very different than Scarlet and Violet that I was just playing. Oh yeah, and then you have to, like, hold the button. What was it to jump? Y? And then... Blah. Yeah. So this still seems like it would look completely the same. There's a whole bunch of stuff popping in. And all that. Whee! Yeah, so things aren't going to feel any different here unless they make, like, a specific patch for it. And I know that it's not direct emulation for, like, Switch 2 to Switch 1, like previous Nintendo back compatibility, where it's like the following consoles always had, like, actual hardware of the previous console in them. So it was just able to run it on that hardware. With a Switch 2, apparently the Switch 2 doesn't actually have, like, Switch 1 hardware directly in it. So the back compatibility is more like emulation that they had to figure out. So I did wonder if with that emulation there might be a resolution bump up. And maybe there is, but maybe it's also kind of hard to tell on a game like this. When, you know, the textures all look the way that they do with Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet and all that stuff. Why did download an update if it isn't on that list? Maybe because things didn't transfer correctly from my Switch 1. Because, like, when I first got my Switch 2 the other day and was playing, like, Mario Kart World here, it tried to, like, download the essential data. Like, it transferred stuff from my Switch 1, and then it had to, like, download the updates for each of these games, so that this is basically, like, my Switch 1. So here's games that I haven't even put into this console ever before, but, you know, it's basically my Switch 1 stuff carried over. So I guess there was some stuff that needed to come over there. Yeah, so I guess most games that didn't have like a specific patch are probably going to pretty much look and feel the same. But things that don't have capped frame rate, like the Nintendo Warriors games. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and it's been a while since I popped this in. Hyrule Warriors Age. Update my stream category there. Make sure that's actually updated over here because OBS likes to lie to me.